In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your graphic calculator to find intersection points of two functions or two equations. So I purposely put my calculator in this graphics mode, which I've chosen menu of number 5 here, looking at graphs. So you press menu number 5, and if you read carefully, it says graph function param. Param means it's in parametric mode. So unless you're in year 13, you don't need this mode. So you need to press F3 to change the type. So I pressed F3 and you see these buttons here changed. So I don't want it to be in params, and neither do I want it in this X or R form. So why the F1 option is the normal equation format. So I'm going to press F1 and you see here Y1, Y2, Y3. So I no longer have X1, Y1, X2, Y2, and so on. So here now we can type in the equation that we're going to solve. In particular, I'm going to have x squared, and now when I press this x theta t button here, x appears. If it was in parametric form, if I go back to that option, you would see a t appear rather than an x. So we don't want letter t, we want letter x. And I want x squared minus 2, and the other equation which it will intersect. So whenever I'm done with this line, I press execute and it automatically jumps out of that function or that equation. Now the other equation is x plus 2. I've just kept it simple. Let's say I want to find the intersection of y equals to x plus 2. I don't need to type in equals. I'll just press this button here, x theta t, and x appears, and I'm going to type plus rather than a minus, plus 2. Now, when I press the execute button, it will just write that it jumps out of that equation and goes to the next line. If I want to see the graph, which I do, I press F6 to draw the graph, and I see this format. Obviously, I need to zoom out of the graph to be able to see the points of intersection. So to control the zoom, you press F3 and you see minimum for X is here. You might actually press standard and you'll see this button F3 changed it to standard. Now, if you're looking at a trigonometric graph, you probably want to press F2 or F1 for initial. So standard makes the X go from minus 10 to, well, x-axis will show from minus 10 to positive 10. I scroll down, Y is also from minus 10 to positive 10. So that's around the origin, that's roughly the scale we need. So to view the graph, I press execute and I press F6 now. So now I can see the intersection points clearly. It helps for you to see the intersection points. So now I want to know exactly what those x values are and what those y values are. So to find the intersection point, you see here where above F5, actually you've got a button labeled as G solve. That means graphical solution. All right, so you just want to know where is that graphical solution. So I press that F5 here and these options appear on the top. So you could scroll to the right if you wish. I know that to see the intersection points, I need to find I need to press this button F5. So here, as soon as I press it, I see X is appearing as minus 1.56, which is graphically correct. X value is negative here, and Y value is 0.438, and it's got as many decimal places as you wish to record. And to see, obviously, there is another intersection that we're not seeing. So there is this is the left intersection point. To see the other one, you need to use your right button here. The right or left will help you switch between the intersection points. So when I press right or left on the direction key or arrow keys, it will take me up or down. So it takes you left or right. So there is the coordinate for the second point. So that is this particular function itself. So there are other terms. If you want to change the function, uh, you can have more graphs if you wish. Yeah, I can type in here. If you haven't studied logarithm and exponentials, that's fine. But I'm just going to show you how to delete these functions. You can just press F2 to delete them. Or if you press F1 for selection, you see this equal sign is highlighted. If I press F1, it will take away the equal signs. And here takes away the equal sign, so they won't appear on your graph. So when I go to Y3 and type in, let's say, log of x plus 2, and on a different line, I want to type in e exponential of, so I'm going to press shift, exponential x minus 1. And I'm going to close the bracket. And now when I press execute and I press draw, I only see these new lines. I don't see line equation 1 and 2. I'm looking at equation 3 and 4 because I deselected them. If I go back here, look, the equal signs are highlighted here for y3 and y4, whereas the equal signs above it for y1 and y2 are not highlighted. They're deselected basically. So I go back to the drawing and I can zoom in if I wish. If I want to zoom in, I press the initial button here, and when I press execute, I've zoomed in slightly. So to get the graphical solution intersection of these two lines here, I press F5 and F5 again. I see the first solution, and I scroll to the right, I see the second solution. The x and y value coordinates are down the bottom of the graphic calculator. So this particular equation, if you are looking at it from year 13 point of view, those functions are they don't have an analytical solution. You cannot use algebra to solve it. So the only way to find solution to those equations is by graphic methods, which I'm showing you. All right, I hope you found this video helpful. I'll see you in the next video.